Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Daily English Podcast. Today, we're not just learning English, we're learning something much bigger. We're talking about what success truly demands from us, not what people say on social media, not what looks good in a quote, but what success really asks for when no one is watching. This episode is about the 6 invisible things that build a powerful life. Things like patience, hard work, discipline, and so much more. You won't just hear motivational stories. You'll feel the truth behind every word, in a simple spoken English style that helps you grow both in language and in life. So if you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever doubted your journey, if you're looking for clarity, energy, and quiet strength, this episode is for you. Let's begin. There's something I want to tell you. Success is not magic, it's not luck, and it's definitely not something that falls into your lap while you're waiting for life to get better. Success demands something from you. It asks you to show up. It asks you to change. And more than anything, it asks you to grow. But here's what nobody tells you. Success doesn't knock. It waits. And while it waits, it watches what you do when things don't go your way. It watches what you do when the days feel long, when the results don't show, when no one claps for you, when you feel invisible. And if you quit during that moment, you were never ready. So today, we're going to talk about the 6 things success demands. 6 quiet, invisible, everyday things. Not flashy, not exciting, but powerful beyond words. And the first one is patience. Let's begin. Patience. There was a young man who planted a bamboo seed in his backyard. He watered it every day. He checked the soil. He gave it sunlight. And he waited. 1 month passed. Nothing. 3 months passed. Still nothing. 6 months passed. People laughed at him. They told him he was wasting his time. They said, "There's nothing there. Give up." But he didn't. He kept watering, kept believing, kept going. For 5 years, he saw absolutely nothing. But in the 6th year, something happened. The bamboo shot out of the ground, and in just 6 weeks, it grew over 90 feet tall. Do you know what that means? It means all the growth was happening underground. All the strength was building silently, and if he had stopped at year 5, he would have never seen the reward. That's how patience works. It feels like nothing is happening, but everything is happening inside you. When you are patient, you are growing roots, roots of strength, roots of wisdom, roots of faith. And those roots are what carry the weight of success when it finally arrives. Success doesn't just ask for skill, it asks for patience, because you will not see results right away. You will try your best, and sometimes fail. You will work hard, and feel unnoticed. You will take the right steps, and still get stuck, and in those moments, you will want to give up. But I want to remind you of this. Patience is not weakness. It's strength in slow motion. Every great achievement in history was built by someone who waited, endured, and kept moving even when everything seemed still. Patience is not sitting and doing nothing. It's staying steady while doing everything. Think of a seed. When you plant it, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You water it. You trust it. and you wait. That's how your dreams work too. They take time. They take invisible effort. They take faith when no one else believes. So if you're doing the right things, but not seeing results yet, don't panic. Don't quit. Don't let the silence fool you. You're not failing. You're forming. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Keep believing in what you can't see yet, because patience is not just about waiting. It's about how you wait. Do you wait with hope or doubt? Do you wait with action or laziness? Do you wait with strength or stress? That choice defines your future. Let me tell you another story. There was a young woman studying for a medical exam. She studied every day for months. She gave up parties, weekends, and sleep. She practiced questions, read books, took mock tests. But when the results came, she failed. Everyone told her to quit, to try something easier, to move on. But she didn't. She gave herself one day to cry. Then she started again. This time she studied smarter. She joined a study group. She created a better schedule, and she learned from her mistakes. The second time, she passed, with one of the highest scores in her country. She later said, "My failure wasn't the end. It was a test of patience. It asked me, do you still want this when it's not easy? And I said yes. That's what success demands. Not just talent, but tenacity. Patience is your proof that you're serious. It's your quiet way of saying, I won't give up just because it's hard. When you're tired, keep going. When you're discouraged, keep going. When the world moves faster than you, don't rush. Stay steady. Because fast success is often shallow. But slow success builds roots that last. Now, I want you to ask yourself, where in your life are you losing patience? Is it your goals, your health, your English learning, your relationships, your self-growth? Where are you expecting results too fast? Take a breath. Step back and remind yourself you're not behind. You're just building something that takes time. Great things don't come in a rush. They come in ripples, slow, steady, deep. Every book takes chapters to finish. Every song takes notes to build. Every dream takes time to unfold. Be patient. Success will come. And when it does, it will thank you for not giving up too soon. Let your patience be louder than your panic. Let your peace be stronger than your pressure. And always remember, if you're losing patience, you're not losing time. You're losing focus. Patience isn't about waiting longer. It's about staying ready. Keep the fire alive, even when the world feels cold. Keep the vision clear, even when the path gets dark. Keep your faith strong, even when the future feels slow. Because the seed you planted is still growing, and one day, when it blooms, you'll be glad you waited. Now let's move on to the next thing success demands. But before we do, ask yourself this. Are you willing to wait as long as it takes to become the person you were? Meant to be, because if your answer is yes, you've already started winning. Let's talk about the second thing success demands. It's not a secret. But most people avoid it. They search for shortcuts, hacks, and easy wins, hoping they can skip this part. But success is not a shortcut. It's a staircase, and each step is called hard work. Now, before you sigh or roll your eyes, I want to tell you something important. Hard work isn't just about effort. It's about attitude. It's not just about doing more. It's about doing with heart. There was once a young boy who lived in a small village. His family had nothing. He didn't even have shoes to wear to school. But he had one thing, a dream. He wanted to be a teacher. Every morning he woke up at 4 a.m., helped his father collect firewood, and then walked 7 kilometers to school. He didn't complain. He didn't make excuses. He didn't wait for life to become easier. He just worked every single day. Years later, he graduated top of his class. He became the most loved teacher in his country. When a reporter asked him, "What's your secret?" he smiled and said, "I didn't wait for motivation. I worked when I was tired. I worked when I was hungry. I worked when nobody saw me." That's hard work. Hard work is not about impressing others. It's about honoring yourself. It's about showing up even when there's no applause, because real success doesn't come from working when you feel good. It comes from working even when you don't. We live in a world that worships speed, fast results, fast money, fast fame. But here's the truth. Fast doesn't last. Real success is slow. It's earned in quiet hours, in lonely nights, in boring mornings, when no one is watching, and you're still working. It's in the extra 10 minutes you spend studying. It's in the early mornings you sacrifice for your goals. It's in the hours you invest in building something meaningful instead of scrolling or waiting. Hard work is not punishment. It's a promise. It says, "I am serious about my dreams." If you believe in your future, you'll work for it. Not sometimes, not just when you feel inspired, but daily. Let me tell you something. The most successful people you admire, they're not the smartest. They're not the luckiest. They are the ones who did the work, when others were sleeping, complaining, or giving up. Hard work means you take your power back. It means you don't wait for a better boss, a better partner, a better system, a better economy. You become better. You decide, no one's coming to rescue me. I am responsible for my results. And when you live like that, the world changes. People start to notice you. Opportunities start to open. And most importantly, your own mindset shifts. You become stronger. You become someone who can handle success, not just chase it. Because here's something most people forget. Hard work doesn't just bring success. It builds character, and character is what keeps you standing when success tries to test you. There's an old saying, don't pray for success. Pray for strength to handle what success demands. Because once you get the thing you want, you'll need to maintain it. And that takes even more work. So I want to ask you something personal. What are you working on right now? And are you really giving it your best? Or are you half doing it? Waiting for motivation? Hoping for luck? If you want to change your life, you have to change your effort. There's no secret formula, just this. Do the work, do it well, and keep doing it, even when you fail, even when it's slow, even when it feels unfair. Let your consistency become your advantage. Hard work is your message to the world. I'm not afraid of effort. I'm not afraid of time. I'm not afraid of starting over. And one day, the same people who doubted you will ask how you did it. You'll smile, because deep down, you'll know. I just worked harder than they expected. But don't misunderstand. Hard work isn't about burnout. It's about belief. It's not about working 20 hours. a day. It's about using the hours you have with full focus and full heart. Even 1 hour of pure work is better than 5 hours of distraction. And when you give your best, the world gives back, eventually. Not always immediately, but always, eventually. Let me tell you one more story. A young woman wanted to be a writer. She wrote her first book at age 25. It was rejected 12 times. People told her, "This isn't good. You're not talented. Get a real job." But she didn't listen. She wrote another book, and another. She kept improving. She kept writing. She kept working. At age 35, her 5th book became a bestseller. She didn't suddenly become better. She was always good. She just never stopped working. That's the truth about hard work. It doesn't always give instant rewards, but it always builds invisible strength. So here's what I want you to do. Stop chasing easy. Stop waiting for perfect, and stop expecting quick. Instead, choose hard. Choose focus. Choose effort, and choose it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Because hard work doesn't just change your future, it changes you, and when you change, everything else follows. Keep working. Keep rising. Keep showing up with fire in your heart. You don't need to be lucky. You just need to be willing. Willing to put in the hours. Willing to learn through failure. Willing to sweat for something no one else believes in. Because one day, it will be worth it. And when it is, you'll know it wasn't luck. It was you. Your fire, your fight, your focus. That's what success demands. You've made it this far. That means something. It means you're hungry to grow. It means you're willing to learn. And more than anything, it means you haven't given up. And today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. The third thing that success demands: never give up. Now listen carefully. This isn't about stubbornness. This isn't about pushing when you're broken. This is about believing when the world gives you every reason not to. This is about rising after every fall. And this is about refusing to let temporary defeat define your future. Because here's the truth. Every success story starts with someone who refused to quit. You've heard of them. You've read about them. You've admired their results. But you don't always see what they went through behind the scenes. You didn't see the nights they cried, the days they doubted, the moments they wanted to walk away. But they didn't, and that's why you know their name now. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man who wanted to create a family restaurant. He had a special recipe, a simple fried chicken. He believed in it. At age 65, with barely $100 in his pocket, he went door to door to pitch it. He was rejected 1,009 times, but on the 1,010th door, someone said yes. That man was Colonel Sanders, and that little idea became KFC, one of the biggest fast food empires in the world. Imagine if he had given up after 100 rejections, or 500, or 900. But he didn't, because giving up wasn't an option. That's the kind of persistent success demands, not the kind that looks glamorous, but the kind that bleeds silently behind the scenes. You see, most people quit too early. They think failure means they're not good enough, but failure doesn't mean stop. It means start again, smarter. Every time you fall, you have two choices. Let it break you. Let it build you. And the people who succeed are the ones who choose the second option every single time. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't expect instant results. They don't base their worth on one bad day. They keep going because giving up might bring temporary relief, but it also brings permanent regret. Never forget that. Let me ask you something. What if the breakthrough is right around the corner, but you stop now? What if all the pain you've gone through, the time, the tears, the trial, was preparing you for something incredible, but you never see it because you gave up too soon? That's the tragedy of quitting. You never know how close you were. There's a quote that says, "When you feel like quitting, remember why you started." So let me ask you, why did you start? Why did you begin this journey? Why did you dream that dream? Reconnect with that. Feel it. Breathe it back into your soul. Because the fire you had when you started needs to burn even brighter when the road gets hard. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you stand back up. Even if you're shaking, even if you're slow, even if no one claps, get up anyway, because your future isn't decided by the fall. It's decided by the fight. Let me tell you another story. There was a girl who loved to sing, but at age 10, her teacher told her she didn't have the voice for it. She was heartbroken, but instead of quitting, she practiced every day. She sang in her room. She joined school plays. She posted videos online. At age 20, she was still unknown, but she didn't stop. She kept going, kept learning, kept believing. At age 22, one of her videos went viral. By age 25, she had a record deal, and today, millions of people know her name. What changed? She didn't. She just never gave up. You see, your story is being written in real time, and you are the author. Don't let a single bad chapter make you close the book. The people who win in life aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who keep turning the page. So here's your reminder. Don't quit because it's hard. Do it because it's hard. That's what makes it valuable. When everything in you says, stop, let that be the moment you go one more step. Because the most powerful growth happens when you push beyond your comfort zone. It's not supposed to be easy. If it were, everyone would do it. But you're not everyone. You're here. You're different. You've got something inside you, something unshakable. And if you trust it, it will carry you forward. So when the voices say, "You'll never make it," reply with action. When the doubts scream, "This isn't worth it," remind yourself, success isn't easy, but it is worth it. Every drop of sweat, every lonely night, every time you kept going when others gave up, it all counts, because success isn't about one big moment. It's about thousands of small decisions to keep going. So make that decision again today. Don't give up. Not on your dream, not on your future, and definitely not on yourself. Because no one else can walk your path. But if you keep walking, even limping, even crawling, you'll get there. And when you do, you'll look back and smile, because the person who never gave up was the one who finally made it. Discipline. It's not the most exciting word. It doesn't sparkle like passion or freedom, but discipline is the backbone of success. You can have talent, you can have motivation, You can even have big dreams, but if you don't have discipline, you'll never make it. Because discipline is the quiet voice that says, I'll do it, even if I don't feel like it. And that one decision separates winners from wishers. Let me tell you a story. There was a boy who loved playing the piano. He was gifted, everyone said so, but he only practiced when he felt inspired. Maybe once or twice a week. Some weeks, not at all. There was another boy, not as gifted. He struggled with rhythm. He didn't have a natural ear for music. But every morning at 5 a.m. he practiced. Even when he was tired. Even when he didn't improve. Even when no one praised him. Years passed, and the boy who practiced every day became a concert pianist. The one with natural talent, he gave up. Because talent without discipline fades, but effort with discipline, it becomes unstoppable. Discipline is doing what needs to be done long after the excitement disappears. It's showing up when no one is watching. It's pushing yourself without someone pushing you. It's choosing progress over comfort. And that choice, it's hard, because comfort feels good. Scrolling feels easier than studying. Sleeping feels better than training. Talking feels lighter than doing. But comfort doesn't build legacies. Discipline does. Discipline is the difference between wishing for a better life and building one. It's waking up early, saying no to distractions, holding yourself accountable when no one else will. It's becoming the kind of person you said you'd be, even when no one is clapping. Let me tell you something real. You won't always feel motivated. You won't always feel strong. You won't always want to keep going. But if you're disciplined, you'll do it anyway. And that do it anyway moment, that's when your life begins to change. Think of the people you admire most. Athletes, writers, leaders, teachers, creators. They all have one thing in common: they don't rely on mood. They rely on mastery. They've trained themselves to act no matter how they feel. And here's the secret. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's a power. When you're disciplined, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Even small steps, repeated daily, become huge progress over time. You don't need to run a marathon today. Just start walking and keep walking. You don't need to write a whole book tonight. Just write one honest paragraph, and tomorrow, another. You don't need to be fluent in English in a week. Just speak one sentence today, and then one more tomorrow. That's discipline. It's not dramatic. It's not magical. It's just real. It's the ability to say, I may not be the best, but I will be better than yesterday. Discipline is freedom. Yes, freedom. Because when you train your mind to stay focused, you free yourself from regret. You free yourself from wasted years. You free yourself from the pain of wondering, what if I had tried harder? So many people never reach their full potential, not because they weren't capable, but because they weren't committed. They started strong, but they didn't stay steady. Discipline is what turns strong starts into strong finishes. And the beautiful part? You don't need to be born with it. You build it, choice by choice, hour by hour. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The first time you resist temptation, it's hard. The second time, it's easier. The 10th time, it becomes who you are. And soon, you don't need willpower to stay on track. You just live that way. That's the power of discipline. So ask yourself right now, where in your life do you need more discipline? Is it your health, your learning, your money, your time? Be honest. And then make a small decision today to change it. Set your alarm. Schedule your priorities. Turn off the noise. Do the thing you've been avoiding. Not tomorrow, now. And when you wake up tomorrow, do it again. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need the courage to begin. And if you stay consistent, the results will come, not in a week, not in a flash, but they will come, because success is not reserved for the lucky. It's reserved for the disciplined, and that can be you, if you choose to show up again. There's something powerful inside you, but maybe you've been hiding it. Maybe you've been shrinking around certain people. Maybe you've been playing small because the world made you doubt yourself. And that's why today I want to talk to you about something success absolutely demands: self-confidence, not arrogance, not pretending, but real confidence. The kind that comes from knowing who you are, even when the world doesn't. Because here's the truth. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. You could have all the talent, all the skill, all the potential, but if you don't believe you're worthy of more, you won't reach for it. You won't speak up. You won't take the shot. Confidence isn't about being the loudest. It's about being grounded. It's the quiet power that says, I'm enough, I'm capable, I'm not perfect, but I'm still going. Let me tell you something important. You were not born to doubt yourself. That voice in your head, the one that says, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not ready, that voice is not your truth. It's a habit. It's fear. It's the echo of someone else's limitations that you started believing. But you can unlearn that. You can train your mind to see your own value again, to speak to yourself with respect, to walk into a room without apologizing for your existence. Confidence is not, they will like me. Confidence is, I'll be okay even if they don't. When you carry that kind of energy, doors open, people listen, and more importantly, you start to listen to yourself. You stop waiting for approval. You stop comparing. You stop needing to prove anything. You just move. You take action. You grow. Not for attention, but for alignment. Now maybe you're thinking, but I don't feel confident. And that's okay. Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you build. You build it by doing the hard things, by standing up after falling, by trying again when your hands are shaking, by choosing courage over comfort, one small moment at a time. There's no shortcut to confidence. Only small wins, stacked daily. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. Every time you show up when it's easier to hide, your confidence grows. Every time you speak the truth, even when your voice shakes, your confidence grows. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, I'm proud of you? Not because you were perfect, but because you didn't quit. Because you kept going. Because you are trying your best to become more. You deserve that moment. Confidence isn't found in praise. It's found in progress. Even slow progress. Even tiny steps. even silent victories that no one else sees. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you you're good enough. You just need to show up for yourself, again and again, and slowly. The way you see yourself begins to shift. You become less afraid of judgment, less afraid of rejection, less afraid of being misunderstood, because confidence gives you peace. You no longer need everyone to clap for you. You clap for yourself. And that is power. You don't chase attention. You don't perform for love. You simply own your life. You trust your instincts. You follow your vision. You speak your truth. Even if your voice shakes, that's what confidence really is. It's not loud. It's not aggressive. It's calm. It's unshakable. It's quiet strength that doesn't need validation. And when you carry that kind of confidence, people feel it. They don't always know why, but they listen. They respect you because they can feel. You respect yourself. And even if they don't, you're not shaken because you no longer need permission to take up space. You already belong wherever you go. Not because someone said so, but because you decided you do. Confidence is not about being better than others. It's about being better than the old version of you. So start today. Speak kindly to yourself. Stand up a little straighter. Look people in the eye. Practice courage. And remember who you are. You've been through storms. You've survived days you thought would break you. You've done hard things, and you're still standing. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's proof. You are more capable than you think. So stop shrinking. Stop apologizing for your presence. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Just begin. Confidence comes when you take the first step, not when everything feels safe. And the best part? Confidence is contagious. The more you believe in yourself, the more you inspire others to believe in themselves too. So don't just build it for you. Build it for the ones watching you quietly. Your kids, your friends, your younger self. Be the proof that self-confidence isn't ego. It's energy. It's peace. It's power. And it starts with one choice. I am enough, and I'm ready to grow. There's one more truth you need to hear. Success will cost you something. And if you're not willing to pay the price, you won't keep the reward. Because every dream demands a sacrifice. No one talks about that at first. We talk about passion. We talk about goals. We talk about vision. But success isn't just built with hope. It's built with trade-offs. And the question is, what are you willing to let go of to become who you want to be? There's a quote that says, if you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. That's real. You can't have it all, not at the same time. You can't stay up all night and still expect clarity in the morning. You can't say yes to every distraction and still expect deep focus. You can't cling to comfort and still grow into your greatness. You have to choose. You either give up short-term pleasure or you give up long-term purpose. You either delay gratification or you delay your entire dream. You either say no to the world or the world says no to you. That's sacrifice. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man who wanted to study abroad, but his family had no money. He lived in a small home shared with 7 others. No internet, no privacy, no support. But he had a dream. So he worked every night at a restaurant, cleaned floors in the morning, and studied during breaks. He skipped parties. He skipped new clothes. He skipped holidays. People mocked him. They said, "You're missing out on life." He said, "No, I'm building one." After 3 years, he got the scholarship. And 5 years later, he came back with a degree, a business plan, and a changed life. Not because he was lucky, but because he was willing to sacrifice. Sacrifice doesn't look glamorous. It looks lonely. It looks quiet. It looks like choosing the long road while everyone else takes the shortcut. But, in the end, it builds a strength that can't be shaken. Success asks you to give something up. Time, comfort, approval, excuses. You can't hold on to everything and still move forward. Sometimes you have to let go of people who slow you down. Sometimes you have to let go of habits that keep you stuck. Sometimes you have to let go of a version of yourself that no longer fits your future. And yes, it hurts. Letting go is painful. But holding on to the wrong things, that's even more painful, because it keeps you small. It keeps you safe. It keeps you from the life you were meant to live. You have to make room. You have to create space. You have to prove, through action, that you're ready for something bigger. Sacrifice is that proof. It says, "I want this badly enough to let go of what's easy." And when you live like that, the universe responds. Opportunities find you. New people enter your life. Doors open where there were only walls, because you've shown you're not just interested, you're invested. And there's a big difference. Anyone can dream, but not everyone is willing to sacrifice. So let me ask you, what do you need to let go of and arise? What are you willing to give up today to live better tomorrow? Is it a toxic friendship, a lazy habit, an unhealthy comfort zone? Only you know. But once you choose, everything begins to change. There's another story I want you to hear. Woman dreamed of writing a book. She worked full-time, had 3 kids, no time, no silence, no support, so she started waking up at 4:30 a.m. every day to write 1 page. She did that for 7 months, 1 page every morning, while the world slept. Her friends said she was crazy. Her body was exhausted, but she kept going. That book became a bestseller. Not because she had the best idea, but because she had the strongest commitment. That's the power of sacrifice. You choose to do hard things now, so life feels lighter later. And that choice, it builds a future most people never taste, because while they chased comfort, you chased growth. While they said later, you said now. And while they dreamed, you did. So don't fear sacrifice. Respect it. It's the proof of your seriousness. It's the key to your transformation. And it's the cost of becoming someone powerful. You may not get applause for it. You may not get validation right away. But one day, you'll look back with pride, because you'll see how every hard decision, every quiet sacrifice, every time you said no to average, led you to a life that felt like freedom. And you'll realize something deep. The things you gave up, they were never greater than what you gained. So sacrifice with purpose, let go with courage, and move forward with fire. Because the life you're dreaming of is on the other side of what you're willing to release. You've made it all the way here. That tells me something powerful about you. You're not just dreaming. You're ready to grow. And now, you know what success truly demands. Not luck, not shortcuts, not perfection, but patience, hard work, the will to keep going, daily discipline, quiet confidence, and the courage to sacrifice. You already have the potential. Now it's time to practice the habits that bring it to life. So speak these truths back to yourself. Live them, share them, and keep walking your journey. One strong, steady step at a time, because success isn't a moment. It's a way of living, and you are already becoming the person who can handle it. Thank you for being here. And remember, come back to this episode anytime your fire gets low. You are never alone on this path. I'll see you in the next one.